What comes to mind when you hear someone has a Midas touch? We often think of people whose success seems effortless, as if everything they touch turns to gold. It often seems like a divine gift, and if we're honest, we might even envy those with the Midas touch. But is this effortless success truly a gift, or is it a hidden curse? To answer this question, we can look to the source, the well-known story of King Midas and the Golden Touch. Although the Midas touch is often associated with good fortune, we can learn from this myth that turning everything to gold, with little or no effort, comes at a great cost. And if we look deeper, this ancient story goes beyond basic morals and warnings. It speaks to cycles in life, the necessity of time, and what it means to hold the most precious things in life, even just for a moment. With this video, we'll examine what lessons we can learn from this ancient myth. We'll see that real gold is never made quickly, and once we obtain it, can we ever really keep it? Midas was a man who seemed to have it all, wealth, power, and a kingdom, yet he was not content with all of his riches. He still craved more, especially gold. Although Midas was consumed by greed, there was one act of kindness that set his story in motion. Midas once helped an old wayward satyr named Silenus. Silenus had fallen asleep at Midas's land and lost his way home. Midas provided hospitality and brought him home to the god Dionysus. Grateful for Midas's goodwill, Dionysus offered him a wish, anything his heart desired. Midas's greed possessed him once more. He asked for what he believed was the ultimate gift, the Golden Touch. Initially, Midas's newfound power was intoxicating. All the furniture and his belongings turned to gold. The kingdom seemed to be overflowing with wealth. But Midas quickly discovered a harsher truth, something he had not yet contemplated. Gold cannot sustain life. The roses he touched turned completely lifeless, without fragrance. When he decided to eat, all the food turned to gold. The gift he believed would secure his happiness began erasing the very essence of life, nourishment, growth, and most of all, the human connection. This came to a climatic realization when his beloved daughter came to him, distraught over the roses. He tried to console her, but with a touch, she transformed into a golden statue, lifeless. Midas was filled with remorse and grief and begged the gods to relieve him from this curse. Dionysus, in his mercy, decided to grant this wish. So he told Midas to bathe in the river Pactolus to wash away the power. Midas did what he was told, and much to his relief, the curse was reversed. But not everything was gone. It's said that the sands of the river remain gold to this day, a reminder of Midas's folly. So, at first glance, the story of Midas seems like a simple warning against greed. But with a deeper look, we can find that Midas sought something of tremendous value without doing the work to obtain it. Real gold is not something that can ever be made easily. In fact, gold's origin traces back to the dawn of time. It's forged in the heart of stars in cataclysmic events like supernova and neutron star mergers, where immense pressures fuse lighter elements into heavier ones. After these stellar events scatter gold throughout space, it becomes part of the material that builds planets. Here on Earth, gold forms through the slow geological process that takes thousands, if not millions of years. The result is the shimmering metal that we mine today. The process corresponds to the ancient belief that gold is divine, but is born through the earth. This is why many cultures see gold as something sacred and holy. And many believe that gold is a symbol of transcendence. But if not treated with care, it can degrade the soul. If we look at our history further, there was one group that deeply understood the nature of this gold. It was the Alchemists. Alchemy and the pursuit of gold has a long history, but the Alchemists were not driven by greed or instant wealth, but rather a deeper understanding of transformation. What was called the Great Work, a deliberate and arduous path of turning base metals into gold, and more importantly, turning the self towards purification and balance. The alchemists pursued not only the product of gold, but the process, the long, patient heating process that coaxed impurities away. It was vital that the alchemists also purified the soul as well. This was the spiritual insight that metal mirrors the person who seeks it. The Philosopher's Stone, the legendary prize, stood as a symbol of unity of matter and spirit, the moment where material change and inner change meet. So gold becomes the outcome of both inner and outer purification. although alchemy did try to speed up the process to some degree. One could never obtain gold instantaneously. This is where Midas offers a counterpoint. His wish for instant gold isn't merely greed. It's a rejection of time itself, a refusal to submit to a real, tested journey. Midas wants the outcome without the arduous path that makes it meaningful. Countless wisdom traditions spanning throughout time and culture teach a different truth. Real gold, lasting wealth of any kind, comes from effort, wisdom, and inner balance. And this brings us to what might be the most precious truth of all, the inescapable reality that nothing gold can stay. Robert Frost's poem by the same name beautifully captures this eternal truth in just 8 simple lines. Nature's first green is gold, her hottest hue to hold, her early leaf a flower, but only so far an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief, so dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay. Frost hints that youth, beauty, and everything we covet fades with time. We live in a temporal world where everything comes to pass. However, we can find solace that gold and life itself exists within an endless cycle of birth, death, and renewal. But for many of us, this expansive view may be beyond our grasp. Maybe we just need to be in the moment, even as time ushers in fate. So what do we take from all of this? The tragedy of King Midas reminds us to be careful of what you wish for. More often than not, wealth and success that comes quickly can reveal not what you have gained, but what you have lost. More importantly, it warns us about getting the reward without doing the work. In truth, we all have a King Midas in us from time to time. Every time we cheat, we steal, hastily obtain something sacred without honoring the rituals and process, we fall victim to the dark, impulsive side of Midas. Those that have sought the inward journey throughout time have viewed gold as inner light and as inner wisdom. Outer gold may shine and offer temporary comfort, but it never truly belongs to us. It passes through many hands. It can be hoarded, spent, inherited, yet ownership is always temporary. Gold is a gift from the divine. It's born from the stars, it's borrowed, never owned, and it's destined to return to the source. We too will one day return to the source, whether the earth, the stars, or something more divine. All we can truly possess is the gold forged within, and we have to do the hard work to obtain it. Thanks so much for spending time with me and exploring this myth, Frost's poem, and the deeper ideas. If you enjoyed the content and would like to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Most of all, leave a comment. What gold matters most in your life? Until next time, stay curious and treasure the fleeting moments.